Peasant Productions presents the mathematics of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Okay, we're moving along with the idea of the creation of a miracle. And, like I say, you don't want to limit how the miracle can be applied to you. You don't want to limit the amount of energy that you're putting into the miracle. You don't want to eliminate the ways that you can create the motion, the flow of allowing the miracle to come into your life, or to putting yourself in the position to be available for a miracle to show up. And as they say, if opportunity knocks on the door and you're sitting there saying, "Oh, no, go away, I'm fixing my hair," obviously you've just turned down opportunity. Okay? It's not opportunity's fault. You're the one who's standing in front of the mirror fixing your hair instead of taking advantage of an opportunity. Okay? And then, of course, the faith. Okay? Now, in the faith realm, for just a second, I want to point something out. Okay? Limitations of input of data, limitations of what you're allowing yourself to think. Okay? Like I pointed out, you look at, flat earth people, they limit what you're allowed to think because they don't want you to stop and realize that this video you're looking at is two-dimensional. Therefore, they are allowed to comment that, you can't prove the three-dimensional earth because they want you to see a two-dimensional image. But their three-dimensional flat earth is perfectly allowed by that same piece of videotape. That is limitation of the ability to think for yourself. You're not allowed to think for yourself. They want you to accept their blind faith that what they're saying is more important than you challenging what they're saying, looking at what they're saying, questioning what they're saying. Okay? The old do as mommy says, do as daddy says, or we'll smack you across the room belief. Okay, that is what a flat earth person says. That is what a Donald Trump, a politician says. The tax bill that's being passed in America right now in the United States. The politicians are waving the fact that they're going to give you 1% more of your money back to you on your tax returns. Meanwhile, in just one little piece of that tax return, they are dropping capital gains taxes from 25% to 15%. That's a 10% reduction in capital gains. Now, if you are an extremely wealthy person, where does your money come from? Are you in there working and slaving every day for just a regular income? Or do you have a lot of investments to get capital gains? Say you get a lot of capital gains. So you have just given yourself a 10% increase in one single paragraph of that entire tax bill. While the tax bill, the entire thing, gives middle-class Americans 1% overall. Actually, I might have that 1% slightly wrong. I believe it was the Paul Ryan statement was on $73,000 in overall total income of an American family, they would get $2,000 more money. So that's what, 2,000 divided by 73, or 2 into 73 divided by 2, let's see, it might be slightly more than 1%, okay? It might be slightly below. I actually need to get my calculator to make sure I got the decimal point in the right place, okay? But you understand what I'm saying? You get a little tiny pittance of money, and they get a huge chunk. And I haven't even sat down with the law and actually read the whole thing because, again, it's one of those things where I'm so disgusted with what I'm seeing up there and the behavior of people screaming that, oh, never before in the world have we had such a beautiful, beautiful president. No one has ever called our president names before. and all that kind of stuff. And like I pointed out, here we have, my photograph that, I took with a camera that was originally purchased in 1930s. I used it in the 1990s to make a slow motion, long shutter speed, swirling light trails type photograph, because I'm a night photographer since the 1970s. I knew what to do with this ancient camera to get something I wanted, and, but a month or two ago, here's a guy touting how, the Apple iPhone is the first ever phone that has got such beautiful, beautiful abilities, and never in our life have we ever been able to take a light trails photograph. This is so wonderful. It's the first time in history. And oh, by the way, folks, I'm a professional photographer for the past 5 years, and I'm giving up all of my professional equipment for this new phone, because it surpasses anything I can do with any of my real photography equipment. Limitation of knowledge, limitation of data feed, limitation of willingness to let you think for yourself. He's touting that you need to run out and buy this particular new phone because it's so wonderful and so great. It's got everything, and even a professional photographer couldn't do better. Yeah. See what I'm saying? When you stop and you think about the reality of why the people are telling you this, you understand why they tell you you can't create a miracle. Only I can do a miracle because I am a special person. Right here, folks, what's it say? I got the highest level possible on your planet of connection with the spiritual realm. Nobody can have a connection higher, more connected than me, because I talk to absolutely everything there. And more importantly, according to this mark, absolutely everything there can talk to me, and I will actually hear it. Okay? So if I know that there is absolutely no reason anywhere on this planet that you, the person watching, whoever you are, wherever you are, cannot open your heart and listen to a spirit that you believe in, not the one that I believe in, one that you believe in, and have that spirit help you create a miracle, who the heck is that dude over there with the title of Pope? Saying, oh, no, you have to go to our school, and you have to pay us $100,000, and you have to wear our gold cross, and you have to carry our gold cross around for 50 years before you're allowed to create a miracle. Yeah. Iman, Muslim Iman. Only us Imams are allowed to do anything. You all have to get down on your knees 7 times a day and bow to us over here in Mecca in the West or in the East or wherever you are in the world. You've got to look at us, not a God, us, the Iman, the guy standing on the tall pulpit. Have you ever noticed that about the Muslim thing? They got this long, tall pole, and the guy goes up there and rants and raves. Women, totally cover themselves over because they are evil things by God. But the average Muslim believes that it's okay to have more than one wife. Matter of fact, it's quite all right to have 50 wives, and half of them are under the age of 10. Okay, there's a definite domination control trip there. Okay, so they're not very logical. They are very demanding, and they demand that you don't have a miracle, you don't put any energy into it, you don't make any emotion for it, and you have absolute faith that you can't do it, but they can. Oops, limiting data. What do I say about the person who is an abuser of other people? Shh, this is our little secret. Don't tell anybody I'm abusing you, or you'll get one of these. Yeah. The whole reality of the behavior of your politicians, your governments, your churches, your con artists, your super elite, is to tell you you can't do anything because only they're allowed to, and they're going to beat the snot out of you. They're going to bomb you. They're going to tar and feather you. They're going to hang you on a cross. They're going to stone you to death. They're going to throw you out of your country until you have no countries left to go to live. They're going to remove all of your freedoms so that you don't have the right to tell your children what the truth is. They're going to burn all the books and shut down the internet. They're going to do everything they can to prevent you from telling anybody that you know better. So, if you don't want to end up a flat earth person that can't accept that a 2D image is a 2D image no matter which way you look at it, then you need to start by accepting the fact that there's other data around and just start looking at it, not because you have to believe it, but because if you don't look at it, you don't know that it's there. Interesting thought. And in that same thought, like I said, you don't have to believe me. Just walk out the door and look around you. Think about how many times this sale only lasts for 4 days. And next week, the same item is on sale again somewhere else or somebody else. Or the same place has it again. Or the clothing going out of business sales that now are being much more realistic. Everybody is, falling on their face everywhere. But, you're seeing the same thing time and time again, where the same idea of why they're selling a particular product really cheap is always used. And the idea of the MSRP, manufacturer suggested retail price, which you never sell anything for the MSRP. You always sell it for less than. So MSRP 50% off, MSRP 30% off, MSRP 70% off. Okay, it does affect the overalls. Believe me, it's there. But they always use this big price up here, and then they tell you that it's less. Okay, buy this product 10% more. Like I said, Jello pudding. Okay, 1900. It was brand new Jello pudding. Okay, it's now 2017. You can still walk into the store. Jello brand pudding, chocolate flavor, brand new flavor. Okay, so. Yeah, think about it. How often do they, because they don't want you to think, they want you to grab and buy. How often are you given a very tiny amount of data and you are told not to check against it? The bank doesn't want you to look and see that the other bank over there is selling it for less, or selling the same product, or giving you the same loan deals. This house versus that house and stuff like that. They want you to do that snap decision, sign on the dotted line, give them your money before you have a chance to study what's in there. They make it fine print, so it's very hard to read what's down at the bottom of those contracts. Why? Because if it's really very tiny, you're not going to take the time to look at it. You just, everything's fine and dandy and go for it. Okay? Yeah.